Welcome back to the channel, guys. If you are new around here, this is a bit of a different video. So we are doing an AFL 2026 review. So here is the trailer running in the background, but I'm going to be giving you my honest thoughts, feedback and whatnot regarding my opinion of the game. So yeah, we will continue to watch the trailer. As you can see, the highlights are pretty good here. But we will be delving into real gameplay, not modified ones, and we will give you the rundown. Should you buy it or should you not, make sure to hit the subscribe button. That will be popping up on screen now. And if you want to keep seeing more of this sort of content, be sure to give us a like. What is cooking, you good looking roosters? Today we are back with another AFL 26 game review for you guys. And I'm going to give you my honest thoughts on whether you should be purchasing this game or you might not want to be purchasing this game. But we will quickly run through, as you can see, the pre-game of the Collingwood, Essendon, Anzac Day clash. Pretty cool banner animation. I will give them that. You've got the fans lined up along the side. And it is good to see because in the TAC Cup games, it did have different fans in the stands. This, it is just Collingwood and Essendon, which is pretty cool. Love to see it. Pre-game animations, spot on here. But we will now get into the actual review part, so be sure to hit the subscribe button up there above my noggin and give us a big fat thumbs up down below because I want to keep making content for you guys. I want you guys to enjoy the content I make, so leave feedback if you are not enjoying it and why you're not enjoying it. We will get stuck into the review. Overall though, pretty cool game to start. I will quickly change it so I'm not playing. So we are back and we have taken ourselves off and we will just go through the gameplay with this on in the background. I didn't know what else to put in the background. I'm like, well, why not put a game on so you can see it yourself. 2.5 minute quarter, so a 10-minute game ahead of us. But overall, I have been relatively impressed with this game. Like, yes, it is not as good as other games like FIFA, 2K, and stuff like that. There are plenty of glitches. And that is one of the problems. But one thing I do appreciate with Big Ant, they are always quick to fix them. And I do get a text there, so we will mute my phone. So, yeah, they are quick to fix them. There has already been an update fixing the patches. But the game did feel a bit untested when it came out. What I mean by that is, in the career mode, you'd go on the bench and you'd come back on. And you'd come back with 91 disposals. So I go onto the bench with 20. You go off for 5 minutes, you gain 10 disposals, and the clock doesn't actually drift down while you're on the bench. I don't know if they've improved that yet, but that is one negative feature. So I had a game with 91 disposals in the third quarter. I'm like, this is ridiculous. So I'm hoping that is fixed by the time I do make my next video because I did have to quit that game. The gameplay mechanics is the first thing I will be touching on though, and there are quite a few glitches. Like, for example, if someone marks it, you can still tackle them and they will then release the ball just for no reason, even though it should be a 50. Not the biggest fan of that. So that definitely shouldn't have been in the game to begin with, and I feel like it should have been tested out of it. But it wasn't, obviously. So there is that. Tackling is another problem in this game, as we are on the topic anyway. This may sound critical, but I am giving my honest review on the game, and if it isn't good, it isn't good. If it is great, I'll let you know. But when you grab the ball and you then get tackled, you have an eternity to get rid of it. And if you don't, it is not holding the ball and it makes no sense. But then if I tackle someone, for example, it will grab them, hold it, and then it won't call it even if they do lose the ball. But like, it just makes no sense to me how it isn't holding the ball. Like, I'm sorry, maybe I'm a bit biased with my own tackling, but if your tackle stat, I think it's more so if your tackle stat isn't high, you will not get rewarded for your tackles because they'll just release it or whatever, or it won't tackle them properly. I don't know how it actually works, the tackling mechanics, but that needs to be fixed because if you've got like a 60 rated tackling, you can't get holding the balls regardless if you tackle them and they've had an eternity. It's ridiculous. So it is a bit frustrating that there are glitches. Like my mate was saying, he experienced one where the computer got the ball and they just held the ball and then they got tackled. And then they held the ball until the whistle went to play on and then he got tackled. So there's shit like that going on still. I know it's very early, but these need to be needed out early in the game. We will skip to the next quarter. Pretty cool how you've got Brad's on the game. He doesn't look very realistic, but it is cool. The board is very generic though. Wouldn't mind a bit of a revamp depending on the tactics that you use there. But still a cool feature. It was in the last game. And it is still very similar to the last game. That is one of the negatives I will give about it. The second bit of gameplay mechanics I want to get into is the marking. Now, you'll have the ball in any mode, or in particular career mode, because you're relying on the AI to actually catch the ball. And you'll kick it to an uncontested player. Now, 5 times out of 10 he marks it uncontested. The other 5, it's just a drop. And it goes straight back the other way and they kick a goal. I'm not a fan of that whatsoever. Like, you hit a target in AFL standards, you should be marking that pill. And they just don't. So I'm going to give them a low rating on the marking gameplay. Next up is the goal kicking. If you have the ball within 50 meters, it is going in 9.5 times out of 10. That needs to be changed, I think. I don't know if you can change the sliders, but it shouldn't be up to us to have to change the sliders. Like, that's just going to be a goal, you'd think. Oh, he's proved me wrong. Maybe they have fixed it. But when I play, they nail everything. So it is quite frustrating to have a game where it's like 15 goals straight. Like, it's like very unrealistic. Like, for example, you're on the boundary 48, you should not be converting it. Like, and they proceed to like not be on target for this game that I'm showing you, which is just strange. Next on this review, we'll be getting into the graphics. Now, I actually don't think the graphics are too bad. The pre-game, I did knock Brad Scott, but that's a coach. Like, for example, I've got the animation here. Like, they look relatively realistic. Mind the players running around like headless chooks next to the mark. And I have mentioned about the goal kicking being good, and I've just proceeded to miss after miss, but maybe it's on the easiest difficulty or something, but it could be difficulty based. Again, the crowd looks like they are cardboard cutouts. Yes, it does go in close and they are moving, but they are very generic. Still alright, like, I am okay with that. Another thing is the players run off the ground the wrong way. For example, they will run off that top wing at halftime when the benches are on the other side of the ground. So, I mean, that would be improvable, I'd say. But yeah, that's another negative. But as an overall thing, the stadiums look pretty clean. There's many stadiums in this game. There'd be over 50 or 60 at least in the game, which is pretty awesome to see. I'm all for it. Like, I love playing at like a Mars Stadium or something small because it's like a bit different. So it is cool how they've added features like that. I think they've even got the Box Hill Oval in there, like a few VFL grounds. Just awesome, like, attention to details. I feel like they could have reduced the number of stadiums and improved the quality. But if they couldn't, I am glad they do have just more stadiums in there. It does make playing the VFL or TAC Cup a bit more enjoyable because you are playing these smaller stadiums. So I will give them credit where it is due. Yeah, I think overall the game is quite good. We are going into half time, and look, the close-up of Isaac Playnor, pretty cool. Like, you can see the fans in the background, a bit more animated, less cardboardy. And they are walking to the right side of the ground, I believe. I don't even know. But we have a classic 8-0, 2.5 minutes in. This cutscene's another cool one. It does have the drinks and the players getting hydrated. He is missing his mouth by about 10 meters there. But yeah, pretty cool. Got the rev up at halftime. I'm all for that. That is another good feature. Next up, we will get into player creation and stadium creation. I love it. I think the customization, you can build your own stadium, everything like that is just awesome. Like, you can't even do that in FIFA. Well, you can, but not to the extent of the AFL game. And 2K, you can, but it isn't the same. Like, I reckon that is one of the best features they have added. I know they had it in the last one, and they have revamped it for this one. One thing I would like to be able to do is to do your own club. So this is one feedback for me. Like, so I want to add my own club that I played local footy for. And I reckon it'd be cool if I could put that club in the AFL and then manage them as an AFL side. But maybe they hear that, maybe they don't. but that's just me being nitpicky. You can create your own club and do a season mode though, which is cool. And yeah, I think overall the customization of players is pretty cool. Like, you can upgrade the player's kicking style or change its kicking style. You can change its running style. There's plenty of good features about it, and I'm all for that part of the game. But yeah, a lot of customization. You could do a career mode. So for example, I did a management mode, and I made just my own player, and I put him on Carlton because I'm a massive Carlton nuffy. And you can put him on Carlton and you can customize it, and I think that's pretty cool how you can have unlicensed content in the game. I know you could do it with the last one, but this one just seems better. And I will give them a big tick on the management mode as well, because the management mode, I reckon they have nailed the menus. Like, there's a few glitches, like players always fatiguing, and I may just need to learn the systems. But like, we might jump into it a bit later, but there's like objectives that you get for the season, so they'll be like to win. So actually, I'll just go into the management mode now, because we've seen enough gameplay anyway. But overall, it's pretty cool. Like, so if you go, so we'll just keep it on easy. You can have custom licensed content, match difficulty, contract negotiation difficulty. You can even enforce the salary cap. Pretty cool. And we will just go with the Crows. You can have management of the AFL, AFLW and SANFL team, and even if they've got a women's VFLW team, you can manage that. I never will do that, just for full disclosure. But for example, you're in these menus, you've got 5 different coaches you can upgrade, and you've got a budget you can spend. You can't go above it, but you can prioritize what you want from your team. Whereas, so if you're a Richmond or a West Coast, you can prioritize your talent scouts over opposition analysts, because I don't think it really matters about results. Or you might want to get the best medical staff to keep your players fit, or improve your marketing team. So Big Ant, I think it's Big Ant that's made this. You have absolutely nailed that. Like, phenomenal work, English Will, thanks. And I'm all for it. You can even go and customize your merchandising, your community stuff, so match day activations, family days, community outreach programs. You can change the membership costs. Like, yeah, you might not get more sales if you have the most expensive Pregame membership, but that's just pretty cool sort of stuff. And then you get the option of 5 objectives at the end of a season, and depending on how well you do, the bigger the completion bonus. So you can win a premiership, fan satisfaction improvement, be placed 10th or higher, win matches, maintain a top 12 position. So the easier they get, the less the bonus is. But that is pretty cool of a feature. I do actually love this part of the game, because the management part has been missing. I know they had it in the last one, but they have taken the next step up here. So big kudos to them. They've got an inbox here where you'll get your messages, team management, roster. You can have a look at your players. Just really cool. Shout out to Lockie Murphy if you are watching, Darcy. And yeah, you can really get into the grooves of this. You have your salary cap. You can negotiate contracts for 9 years, I believe. Yeah, and then it has your salary cap each year, which is really cool. You've got your drafts, your mid-season national rookie draft, and the AFLW draft, which I don't really care about, gonna be honest with you. But it is cool how they have added that feature for diverse reasons. But I feel like they could have prioritized on the game a bit more. Anyway, I'm not a misogynist, I swear. Maybe I am. But anywho, pretty cool features there. You can go through the league and have a look at free agency, club management, facilities and support staff. You can go through. Yeah, there's a calendar, obviously, of all the games you will be playing, and you can advance through the season. I did not know you could do that. You couldn't in the last one, I believe. And then you have match objectives. So if you achieve 35 marks in the match, you get a $5,000 bonus. And you can read that. I'm not going to dumb it down for you. But it shows your members up the top, your AFLW members, your fan satisfaction, and your available funds. Really kudos, top-notch work to them. I have a notepad of all the things written down I will talk about in today's video. So if I am looking at my clock, that is why. But I really do love this game mode, and it is one of their best features. I haven't encountered too many glitches on it, but it is grouse. Next up, licensing. They have got every team in the game for the AFL and AFLW. If you can see, like look at the leagues. VFL, Sandful, Waffle, AFL. Like, phenomenal. And then they've even got the women's AFL and all the women's leagues. Love it. Absolutely. The menus look clean. They've really gone for diversity. I will say that much. Like, not going to lie, I don't think many people buying this game are buying it for the women's, but having half of them on the game, you do you. Woke culture for you. Anyway, I won't get into that. I've got 49 subs and I don't really want a lawsuit on my hands. So, but again, you can create logos, you can create stadiums, you can manage your clubs. Like, they've even got tutorials and a guide on how to play the game. Like, just crazy. I love it. Absolutely love it. Now, player career. I'm saving the best for last. And I love it. Like, hands down, best one they've done. Now, minus those glitches to the player stats, it would be phenomenal. I know the graphics aren't where they probably should be by 2025. And that is all good. I'm okay with it. The quality of game has improved as a whole. But they have managed to give you an under-18s championship where you can go and then get drafted. I went pick one in my draft. Spoiler alert for those watching my series. So, if you have stuck around for 15 minutes, unlucky. But I don't think many do. I have like an average watch time of 1 to 2 minutes. So, we are safe there. But absolutely love the career mode. Hats off to them. Tip of the hat. Pre-season, they've got you dropped to the VFL if you're not performing. Love it. Best thing they have done. Now, the mechanics on it could be improved. There are the glitches I have previously mentioned. But yeah, overall, very, very good. Very, very spiffy. Hats off. It is the one thing that made me get this game. So, playing through a game that has a career mode like that, it makes you go back to your younger self, a 5-year-old self. Yes, I'm 26 now, but you go back to a 5-year-old self where you dreamed of making AFL and you thought it was possible. Now you can make the AFL. Yeah, it isn't as good as the real thing, but it is pretty fun. And I do get those nostalgic vibes, and maybe that's why I'm a bit biased. But now for the most important part of the video. What is my actual rating of this game? And I bang on my desk. I did put a hole in it yesterday watching Carlton when I think it was Harry McCall when he missed the sitter. But he didn't make amends, so good on him. My honest review of the game. If you are passionate about AFL, if you have previously not enjoyed the other games, but you think they can improve, yes, they have improved. There is no doubt in my mind they have. Is it worth $99? Probably not. Gonna be honest with you. But if you love AFL games like I do, I would recommend this game strongly is for you. I've gotten about 10 hours of enjoyment in 3 days on it, and I am loving it. However, if you're sitting on the fence whether to get this game, I will be honest with you, probably don't, because you will not like it. Like, straight out not like it. But if you are passionate about the footy, like myself, you will love it. And you got to have that passion for the footy to love this game. Honestly, like, it's not going to be a FIFA, it's not going to be a 2K. And honest rating would be a 5.5, 6 out of 10. With that being quite generous. Maybe a 5 to a 6 sort of range. Yeah, it's not the best game in the world, but if you love it, you will play it. Love the sport, you'll play it. And they've added so many new features, and I just rate it. I haven't tried the Pro Team. I probably won't try the Pro Team. I don't really want to play any online modes, to be honest, unless I start getting a following and you guys want to play me. But, yeah, honestly, probably not worth the money, but if you're an absolute fanatic like myself, I would recommend picking a copy up. And another thing that sold me on this game was the cover, having Paddy Cripps. I don't know why the Adelaide Crow chick was there. I know diversity, but she could not shine that man's boots. And I'm going to leave it on that. So, if you guys have enjoyed today's video, be sure to hit the subscribe button up above my noggin. Sorry if I'm a misogynist, but it's just the way I am, boys. And, gee, that's gross. But if you do want to keep seeing more of the content, be sure to hit the thumbs up down below. I hope you have enjoyed the content. Don't take anything in this video out of context and clip it up, because I am not dealing with lawsuits on this shit. I will speak my mind, I will speak the truth, and I will tell you whether it is worth getting. And I think yes, but it is a 5 to a 6 out of 10 overall as a viewpoint. So probably not worth the money. Anyway, have a safe and wonderful day wherever you guys are in this world, and I will see you in the next video. So peace out.